Here's our Texas brisket that we were doing. Happy 4th of July to you too. Glad you're here, glad you're joining us. This brisket we trimmed up a little bit first, took off some of the hard fat that isn't going to render down quite as nice. Then we went ahead and I showed you guys how to make a rub for the brisket. Again, equal parts of both salt and pepper, and then about a half part of I use granulated garlic. I like the half cup of onion powder, and then a half cup of paprika. Then we rub down our pork butt here, and our pork butt added brown sugar to it, smokiness to it, but you don't want it to be so thick and dark, you know. And that's one of the things with like Texas barbecue. A lot of times people like to use mesquite, which is good, but overpower meat really badly with mesquite wood. So you got to be real careful with that, and that's kind of be careful with the meats that you choose and the meats that you use, and make sure that you put a combination. I always use a combination of woods. I prefer using, this is pecan and hickory, and so I like the way that comes out. So we're going to go ahead and put this pork butt on first. Set this one on. So this is a pellet smoker, and what's really nice about pellet smokers is that, you know, they're temperature controlled, and so you can see when we opened up that lid on there that the temperature when dropped down, start feeding a little bit more, you get a heavier smoke. And so as we close the lid on that, we're gonna end up where we have the fire kicking up on it and everything. And so that's what's happening right there. So pellet smokers are really good in the fact that, you know, you don't really have to worry too much about them. You set the temperature that you want. It's kind of, to me, it's the gentleman smoker, you know, and it's one of those things that, you know, you can pour meat on it. You can go ahead and not use as big a water bath. You know, I have small bowls for that, but we're only doing a couple pieces like we are today. You know, I do a larger water bath and really keep the chamber nice and moist. So, you know, we shut the smoker top. One of the things, you know, when you're first getting into barbecuing and you're trying to decide what type of smoker do I want, what am I looking for, and everything like that. Smoker I ever had was, and you know, I smoked tons, and I can't even, thousands and thousands of pounds of meat on it. This one here was a gift for my birthday, so this is actually the first time I've ever used a pellet smoker. Not today, but you know, this is the first pellet smoker I've ever had. And I tell you, you know, if you're busy and you still love barbecue and you know, have a lot of stuff going on and everything, and you don't have time to really sit there and yeah, Joe Rogan smoker, and you know, and you don't really have a lot of time to, you know, babysit it all the time, you know, and keep the fire stoked. A pellet smoker is really, because it's, you know, as long as you have pellets in it and it's feeding, you know, it keeps it to temperature and everything. So I like that. Cook Shack out of Oklahoma, spare ribs to the smoker. So we'll do another stream about that time, and we'll add the spare ribs onto the smoker. And then after we get the spare ribs on, we'll refill all the pellets and make sure that we're good to go there for about 12 hours. It's 6 in the morning here where I'm at. So we'll let this 12 hours today, which, you know, depending on your size, you want to kind of base it on about an hour, hour and a quarter for every pound of meat. So we're doing some smaller brisket, because we're not having that many people over. And then one of our friends who's a retired Master Sergeant in the Army, he just got out about a month ago, and he's coming over and he's bringing over brisket, we're going to have some spare ribs, and we're going to have some pulled pork sliders as well. So, and I'll show you guys again. I know some of that's the cool thing about this is people are in and out and everything. So, Texas, what we want to do is we want to enhance the flavor of the meat. We don't necessarily want to overpower. So, really, as you travel to different regions of America or even of the world, there's different types of mop sauces. A lot of people like to inject and everything. I think injecting is, a really cool way. I don't personally do it that often unless I'm going for a certain flavor. Or there's, I have a certain set of friends that are coming. Christy, whenever I've had barbecue there, it is definitely sweeter. And that's one of the things that, as you travel throughout your own state, Texas is a huge, huge state, and each part of Texas is completely different than other parts, you know what I mean? So central Texas, you had a lot of German immigrants, and so that's where you really, that's really, I think, what made brisket so big in Texas is, that you have a just